with the question raised about what are some activities that one should perform on this special event Vesak Puja Day. There are different ways of celebrating Vesak Day. In Buddhism, the Buddha expounded two kinds of puja. One, Amisa puja, material offerings, and second, Padipati puja, spiritual offering, practicing. In this regards, one can perform any offering. For example, material offering, as we normally see every year when the Vesak Day comes, people gathering at the temple, monasteries, march the procession across the roads throughout the country, printing some banners and posters with the three events of the Buddha: birth, enlightenment, and parinibbana. And some people broadcast the message about the Vesak Day on radio, on TV, and some people make offerings by giving away the charity, generosity, bringing some donation to the local temples, charity to the beggars and those who are in need. And for the Buddha, some also bring some flowers, candles, incense, food, offering to the Buddha, to the monks at the temple. That is the material offerings. But the Buddha appreciates very much when his disciples, when his followers are able to perform the Padipati puja, which means taking or applying his teaching into daily life, undertaking precepts, practicing meditation, developing wisdom, panya. This is the practicing or spiritual offering that one can make to honor the Buddha. I remember the Buddha expounded that Yo Dhammang Pasati, So Mang Pasati. Yo Mang Pasati, So Dhammang Pasati. Those who sees me sees the Dhamma. Those who see Dhamma sees me, which means if you want to honor the Buddha, honor his teaching by practicing it on your daily basis. Basically, the 5 precepts, if we regard ourselves, if we call ourselves as a Buddhist, then it's a duty for us to abide by and undertake the 5 precepts without any break. For example, refraining from harming or killing any living beings, refraining from taking what is not given, stealing, cheating, etc., abstaining from sexual misconduct or committing adultery, abandoning from lying or false speech, and the intention to refrain from taking any intoxicated drinks and using drugs which cause to lose mindfulness. So this is very basic principle that one should be able to practice on daily basis as a Buddhist. Then you can be called as a good Buddhist without even the 5 precepts with yourself. How can you call yourself as a Buddhist? So to be able to be called as a good disciple and follower of the Buddha, it is important for us to be able to practice the teaching. Otherwise, we don't honor the Buddha. Those who honor me, that's the Buddha's word, those who honor the Tathagata, honor my teaching. My teaching, my Dhamma and Vinaya, the dispensation and the teaching of me will be your teacher after I left. So this is the words of the Buddha that he expounded to Ananda when he asked who will be our guiding master after you passed away, after you enter Parinibbana. So there can be many ways for us to celebrate Vesak Day, and within this period of pandemic, because we are practicing the social distancing, which cannot allow us to social gathering at the temple as usual. So it is better for us to celebrate at our own home. We can, materially, you can offer flowers or water in front of the Buddha image, just like that. But most importantly, never forget to offer spiritual offering, which means to practice the teachings of the Buddha. At least on this very special occasion, observe 5 precepts or 8 precepts, practice some time of meditation, maybe metta bhavana, sharing loving kindness and friendliness to all beings in the whole universe, and listening to the Dhamma talk, chanting, parita recitation, do whatever that come into contact with the Dhamma, with the teachings of the Buddha. That way you honor the Buddha. When you have the Dhamma in yourself, you have the Buddha in yourself. That's what he said. When you seize the Dhamma, you seize me. So the Buddha is in your heart. And the heart is not belong to any race or religious belief. This is universal. This is common to one and all. So just in case, if I may ask, if I am not a Buddhist, so how can I celebrate Vesak Day? Because I know, when I come to live in the United States, I see that some people, they've been practicing other religions, but yet they would like to observe and study the teachings of the Buddha, and even some, they requested my presence to share the lesson on meditation, and I told them that the teachings of the Buddha is very universal. His teaching is not discriminated whoever, what kinds of life you come from, which background you from, what language you speak, what culture you follow, because this is the universal remedy. All beings are in deep suffering. Suffering is universal, regardless of race or nation. Suffering is common to one and all. So the medicine of the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, is for one and all. It's common to everybody on this universe who seeks relief and liberation from the samsara vada suffering. And so, if you practice any other religion which prohibits you from worshipping or from paying homage to the Buddha, that is okay. Some people, they don't need to go to the temple, but yet they practice 5 precepts, just like some people in America. I know some friends who are American, they've been practicing 5 precepts ever since, though they never claim themselves as a Buddhist. So I said, this is not important that you have to claim yourself as a Buddhist, as long as you keep practicing the teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha was not a Buddhist. He himself was not a Buddhist, just remember that. But he practiced the Dhamma, the reality, the absolute and ultimate reality, which leads him to attain complete liberation, emancipation, and freedom from suffering. So anybody can practice Buddhism. You also can celebrate Vesak Day in your own way. You don't need to do material offerings, yet you can practice the teaching of the Buddha, observing, undertaking the 5 precepts, practicing meditation, developing your panya, wisdom, by listening to the Dhamma talk, reading the Buddhist scriptures and texts, asking questions, getting involved with the monk, being happy, enjoying, discussing in the Dhamma. That's it.